5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff.
I spoke to you guys in the previous episode about these two young men who are joining a faction. They're the call-ups here in Turnbuckle Tabloid. NXT has their call-ups. TNA has their call-ups from whatever shitty indie shows is around. And AEW, they just grab every schlub from bumfuck Iowa that they could find. But not here. No. We get quality here at Turnbuckle Tabloid. So with us bringing in the new breed, the new young boys, as they call it in New Japan, that's coming in, Turnbuckle Tabloid is happy to announce that the third announced team table. What are we doing?
The third announcers table.
The announcers table.
Third announcers table.
The announcers table.
Yes, sir.
We're gonna because I don't want to get it like twisted with the Spanish announce team, because there's already like
they the second one.
No. I just want to make sure, because there's litigations that's going on between that crew. But the third announcers table is checking in. Of course, our boy Marc Baze is stepping in as always, like he do when he's doing it for TV here for Turnbuckle Tabloid. And Rasslin Reem, yes, I saw that you are actually embracing that. You're taking that.
I am, man. The IG page is up and running. Make sure y'all follow me. I'm gonna be doing my best to, hit as much in the happening up to date news as I can, but
I want to make sure that I corner the market on black wrestling. So I want to make sure that you guys do that. But so guys, this is gonna be a continuous segment here in Turnbuckle Tabloid, and I'm happy that you guys are joining in once again. Thanks again for chiming in, and the only thing I can say is take it away, guys.
Appreciate you for having us.
Sir.
Like he said, I go by the name Marc Baze. That's MARC-BAZE. And we here with Rasslin Reem.
That's Rasslin Reem.
Rasslin Reem.
RASSLIN.
Like Red said, with a third announcers table. And we have 4 segments that we want to share with you all, share to the world, and just introduce a different take on wrestling, a cultural take on wrestling. That's something that, can I say this? You know what? I'm gonna stay tame for right now. I'm gonna stay tame.
Let's just say the third announcers table is here to shake the table, so to speak.
Something that the hood could listen to,
right,
and something that your typical wrestling fan could get with as well. All right, we're bridging the gap when it comes to culture and wrestling. All right, so our first segment is entrance music mood of the week. So what entrance music describes your mood this week, and how's the week been going? I'll kick it off. I'll say, I hear voices in my head, they count to me, they understand, yes, I'm hearing voices because I'm feeling a little delusional right now. I'm operating off of 30 minutes of sleep, and I worked a full day today, Saturday, so I'm feeling like I'm hallucinating. I don't know how I made it through the week. Since New Year's has been extremely busy, and I'm powering through. I don't know if it's the voices in my head that was pushing me, but now I'm really hearing voices in my head because I got 30 minutes of sleep and worked a full Saturday with 30 plus youth today. But man, yeah, that's my entrance music mood of the week. Randy Orton, hearing voices in my head. I don't even know I have this energy right now, but That's my mood. And Red, don't go too far because we want to know what your entrance music mood of the week is too. But first, I'm gonna pass it to Reem. Reem, what's your entrance music mood of the week?
Okay, so on my last appearance, I mentioned that I was a WWE loyalist, right? But this week, I gotta go with an AEW wrestler who just happened to be a former WWE wrestler.
I know where you're going. I think I should start dancing.
No.
Okay.
You're not gonna get it. You're not gonna get it.
Okay.
So, the song that I'm going with, Chris Jericho, Judas in My Mind. Right? Man, I started a new job this week, man, and it was a, you know, they say you gotta, get out your comfort zone, think outside the box, yada, yada, yada. Man, I did that, and I saw a couple Judases up there. Ain't even gonna lie, man. So for me, I actually was playing it, consecutively when I was going to work, and it's a dope song. I seen a clip one time too of like the whole crowd, the whole arena singing it. Mm-hmm. Shouts out to MJF for creating such a beautiful match to allow that to happen. See, I know my AEW stuff. But overall, like, I'm looking at the lyrics and I'm like, yeah, man, this is how I'm feeling. Just powering through, just ignoring all that negativity. And yeah, I came off of work too, and boy, Judas is getting louder. You know what's crazy? Voices was gonna be my song too. But
That's
then I
crazy.
said, you know what? Let me throw a little curveball. Let me get a little AEW on them.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay. I feel that. Red, what's your entrance music mood of the week?
So I came into 2024 with a game plan because professionally I'm not settled. I need to start looking in other outlets and other areas to spread my expertise and my experience at. And I also thought about, if you heard last week's episode, I was on my Cat Williams shit last episode. I had to expose the industry. Let everybody know that there's people out there that's going to them P. Diddy parties. So
Spot on.
I was I'm actually gonna go to the new talent that we have in TNA, who we lost due to releases, and I'm gonna go to his former theme song, "I'm Here to Show the World" by the former Dolph Ziggler, Nick Nemeth, man. I'm and with his new gimmick now, the Wanted Man. I'm like, I need to be that. I need to be the Wanted Man. You're gonna have to want me for your facilities, for your area of work to step it up for y'all, to let you know that I can make shit happen for y'all. So that's what I'm going with this week.
I love that. All right.
Point. All right.
Shit. I didn't think it was gonna go like that. I like this segment. This is fire.
Do a little curveball.
All right. So y'all want to jump into some recaps?
Let's do it. I want to lead this one.
Go ahead.
So, my first point that I want to touch on. I can't believe I'm even saying this sentence, but Logan Paul might be the man, I'm sorry. Logan Paul might be the next great heel after Seth, after MJF, a little bit of CM Punk, but the little sample that we've seen of Logan Paul, I've said to myself, yo, he's good. He's been barbecue frying Kevin Owens since he won that championship. Those little promos that he does, where he's, doing little videos and whatnot, bro, I laugh hysterically.
KO, okay. Yo, that was fire. He cooked them with that.
I think we got to start having that conversation when it comes to top heels in the industry today. Where do we rank Logan Paul? I want to actually ask Red that. Like, where would you rank Logan Paul in today's top heels? Like, is he up there? Do you even see potential? I think by SummerSlam, he's going to be the face of the company.
Wow, that's a bold statement that you have there. And I would like to believe that if he would be a semi or consistent kind of talent that's going to be on the roster. I know he's already said that he's committed to the company, that he's already given up the boxing thing because he wants to stay committed to his focus with WWE. I know my boy M2Wig. Shout out to my boy, my man. He can't stand Logan. He just hates the whole premise of him. But it also goes to, and I'll double it back to you guys once I'm finished with this statement. The kid is talented. It's one of those lightning in the bottle moments where, you know, you not only can speak on the mic, but you go in the ring and you show and prove it. You know, we saw Pat McAfee can do it. We actually could actually say Bad Bunny actually was doing it. He wrestles as well. So
Yeah.
And it goes to it's a testament to and it's not to throw shade to any other companies, but it's a testament to WWE to where it's like they saw their history when they put celebrities in the ring and it shit the bed. So now they want to make sure that if somebody's going to go in the ring, they're going to make sure that they go into that and be legit. So I'll go back to you and I'll go to Marc first, where I go, can't everybody be a wrestler?
That's a question?
Can anybody be a wrestler?
It depends on what the gimmick is. I think
So
anybody can be a wrestler.
What you think, Reem?
I believe that anybody can be a wrestler.
I do too, especially if you could create a wrestler in 2K. You're awesome. It's great.
But the thing about wrestling is selling.
Right. No.
Anybody can't be a wrestler.
No. I believe no, not everybody can be a wrestler. Why? Because this is what the misconception is nowadays when it comes to people who go into wrestling, because they think that just because you could do a backflip or you could dive over a rope or you could have a chain move for 30 seconds that it's legit. It's thrown off. I'm sorry, guys, but I know this is but you asked me the question.
Nah, go
It's
ahead.
all good, man. It's all good.
But years ago, and you guys would know that backyard wrestling was the opening doors for a lot of indie guys to go in. Now there's not a lot of backyard wrestling anymore.
Yeah.
Now it's now they're opening schools and promoters, instructors, teachers, whatever. They just want the payday, and they just figure that they could do that. And a lot of guys can't be wrestlers. I think with Logan Paul, someone saw that there's money in this kid, and it's not because of his social media prowess, his audience. It's not because of the media attention that he draws. Someone sat there and said, this kid draws money. Like Dusty would say, the only thing that matters is the miles and the money, baby. And that's exactly what we see with him. So I as for Reem's question, to me, can he be a top heel? He's automatically can be the biggest heel in there because he's dislikable anyway. Yeah. So as per how it continues and what they use him for it, it's up to the creative of WWE.
Yeah, I think depending on what his success looks like in WWE, that determines how much of a heel he becomes. Because the more they continue to give him these accolades, like he's the U.S. champion right now. And as I was watching SmackDown, I was like, Kevin Owens cannot lose to Logan Paul. That's KO. If he beats him, I'm going to hate him more.
That's the point,
Right? So
all right, not to cut you off, but do you really think that Logan Paul's about to beat Kevin Owens cleanly?
I mean, obviously it won't be clean. It's going to be a great match, and it's going to be a valid win for him because he's already proven in the ring, right? But what we seen KO do in his debut against John Cena, I don't think that WWE fully capitalized on that. They did in the moment because he beat John Cena in his debut. But I don't think KO gets enough credit. And I love KO from watching him with 50 wrestlers at the local House of Glory show, right? Before he even got to WWE, we're in the background of those pictures with Kevin Owens there, right? So
that was Kevin Steen.
Kevin Steen at the
yes,
time.
Yes.
And he was even crazier back then. If Logan Paul continues to see success in ways that celebrity wrestlers don't see success, his heel meter is going to continue to rise. And I think it will be best for business if he's going to be committed, not,
One
just
foot in, 1 foot out.
Exactly. And he can be a part-timer.
When you saw Owens on TV for the first time in WWE, did you go, I saw him live?
Yeah, like I contributed to his success for sure. And I've never KO is one of the best on the mic. I don't like this erratic stuff that they have reduced him to, because he does that too much. But I've never seen somebody get the best of him, and Logan Paul got the best of him last night on some douchebag shit. And yeah, so I do agree with your point that Logan Paul can be one of the best heels. Speaking of SmackDown, Nick Aldis is looking like
I have an opinion about him.
He's looking like a general manager that we've never seen before. His figure, what he means to the roster, him not being intimidated. Granted, they started that with Adam Pearce, with him being an authority figure, a real authority figure, like, this is your supervisor, this is your boss, not the general manager who sidelines with wrestlers and try to get their one up, or the general manager who is like super scared. Mm-hmm. He's not a Teddy Long. He's not like a Eric Bischoff. He's a real dude. Like, this dude be popping up out of nowhere at ringside like the Undertaker. when he got to set the record straight.
That is true.
Right?
Is true.
And it doesn't feel scripted.
He doesn't have a music. He don't have
no music. I mean, and they shouldn't have music.
They should.
Right? He as a WWE official or whatever they want to call him, but his presence as the general manager or whatever this authority slot he's in, his presence there is like, I don't know, is doing something to me in a way where I'm like, I fuck with that. Like, I fuck with that because he's holding people accountable. And usually someone who goes against a Roman Reigns, like how he does, and hold Roman Reigns accountable would be, they would get beat up. And granted, Randy Orton hit him with the RKO, but he had to take the fine. I'm loving Nick Aldis in this role right now because he's super real. He doesn't seem like, he seemed like a boss.
Okay. So, I agree 100% with everything you said, which is more of the reason why I'm not about to just forget about my dog, Big Scrap, Adam Pearce. What you just said is the reason why I look at Adam Pearce and I say, yo, you know what? I ain't about to forget about you, dog. You've been holding both shows down, and, the script is the script, the show is the show. But I just hate that they make Adam Pearce look like the weaker individual. I think Adam Pearce should be the vet. Obviously, if you're going to have here's what I like. I'm about to go down memory lane, right? You remember when Ric Flair and Vince McMahon had split like the company, like 50-50?
Yep.
I think one agreed to run SmackDown, and one agreed to run Raw. I love that. I love that. You don't necessarily gotta have your roster like compete on that type of thing, but when they introduce Nick Aldis and let the best man win and all this, I like that. You coming in there, you chest all out. By the way, shouts out to Roman Reigns. I think that eventually, at some point, we gonna have a Nick Aldis versus Roman Reigns match.
That would be fire. That would be fire.
But I'll end it on this. I do believe Nick Aldis is necessary, especially for SmackDown, because we've spent the last 2 years or so seeing Adam Pearce try to do whatever he could with Roman Reigns. And now it's a fresh type of interaction where you're like, okay, is he eventually at some point going to bend the knee?
Yeah.
So I love the little subtle things like Roman Reigns dropping the contract
Yeah.
out the ring. Like, yeah, boy, go pick that up, man. You feel me? But, you know, overall, I think that SmackDown is in a great position.
Yeah.
I think that, you know, Raw is more focused on women talent, and I think SmackDown is more focused on action overall.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I respect your point about Adam Pearce being like the OG figure that what Nick Aldis is looking like. But the reason why I connect with Nick Aldis more is because it seemed more real. Adam Pearce has that professional wrestling polish on him where when he speaks it's like, and that's happening now. Like he's waiting on a fan reaction. Nick Aldis is out there like, boy, you messing with the show.
So if you an NXT call up, you going to SmackDown?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
What about you, Red?
Fun fact, Nick Aldis, Adam Pearce are both former NWA long-time holding champions. Okay. So there is an underlining story that could be addressed later on down the line, especially when it comes to the creative these days. They are now addressing more of outside companies' subtleties that they're doing.
A new forbidden door is being built.
Somewhat here and there. Another fun fact, Nick Aldis, 37 years old. Roman Reigns, 38 years old. So
wow.
Nick has only been outside of the ring, non-compete for less than a year. So he's still, when you take that suit off, the man can go. So I'm interested with your idea of the fact that there will be something along the line of all this Roman, which can be a precursor, especially after the Rock intervention that's happening right now with him putting himself into the mix here. So I could see that the returning storyline after Mania could be something building up with Roman and Nick, which is not a bad idea. And as per where would I go if I was an NXT call-up, just like I say about any wrestler that comes into the business, you always want to play for the Yankees, and it's fortunate because I'm not a Yankee fan.
Raw.
You got to go to Raw. At least you got to go Raw. At least you got to start off at least at Raw. Although SmackDown was the fucking pop-off show. That was our show because when you ain't have cable, you could watch wrestling.
Yeah.
That was the hood show. But yeah, you gotta go where the Yankees play. You got to start off at Raw for me.
So the next point that I want to touch on, and I'm gonna need some facts on this, right? AJ Styles versus LA Knight. It's an intriguing storyline. But what's really scratching my head, and this is where I'll defer to Mark, Red. AJ Styles is kind of sort of like teasing a new look in WWE. But has there been anything in the past that kind of like shows like he's tapping into an old energy, or is this like 100% new? Because when he comes out, he's not wearing the leather hoodie. It's just all black, all business. Just has there ever been a time in his career where he's like done that, or is this like all new? Because when I see AJ Styles in this Fatal 4-Way, my heart just says he's getting jobbed out. My heart just says he's getting jobbed out, But as a fan of him, I'm looking at this character development and it's like, yo, if this is gonna be him going forward,
Yeah.
I like that. So I'm just want to check my history to see like if there's any moment in his history where he's shown this before.
There was a point in time where what was it, Aces and Eights, where he had went and he was alone. He was playing the lone wolf in TNA. It's giving me that a little bit, but at least with the stuff that he was doing in TNA, his fit still looked fire, even though it wasn't what we were used to.
Right. This
shit looked like a peacoat robe that he wearing, and it looks very cheap, and you get it's It's showing his age and his walk. Don't get me wrong.
Man.
AJ Styles is still fit. He's still fit, but without the coordinated clothes or something that looks a little bit heavier. Like when he went to the lone, what was what did they categorize or what did they call him during that time in TNA?
I don't even think that he even had a name.
He was by himself.
Yeah.
Like they were trying to recruit him.
But was he
over
wearing
there.
all black? Like,
He switched it up.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it was like a heavy jacket, like some shit that you'll wear in the winter in New York type shit.
Okay.
Right? This,
was he heel?
he was a tweener, but he was
not
still a
really.
face. He was still a face.
So the reason why it was happening is because he was like towards the end of his contract with TNA. So he was still wondering whether or not he was going to stay. And what was happening with the direction of TNA when they were turning into Impact and all that. Someone had mentioned to say that he wasn't on the cards for their future. So for him to run out the rest of his contract, he was just on his renegade mode. And he had his last couple of matches in Impact, and it was just that. As for what's happening now, I think what he's doing is blackout. He's just trying to pull away from the OGs. He's trying to move away from that. They're teasing that. And you got to understand with AJ, he's 44, 45 years old in the business. He's had a successful career health-wise, championship-wise. He's done consistent performance. Consistent. Yeah, he's one of the most consistent. And I think right now it's not about whether or not he's going for championships, because you said he's going to be jobber status. Like you think so?
It just comes at least in this fatal four-way
And
match.
please just do me a favor. It's like there's no.
You don't
It's
like
not
jobbers?
you. It's not you. It's just that the terminology is so not used this day anymore, because it's whenever somebody is to put someone else over, they're workers. They're doing the work.
Right.
They're doing the job. Jobbers are fucking wrestlers that they use back
What
in the
Prince
80s
Nana
and-
was back in the day. And that's real talk. Am I lying? Am I lying?
No.
Okay.
It was wrestlers that they use 80s and the 90s. And you could always pick out who a jobber was because their names both had first names. It was always like Michael William or like John Paul. Like those were jobbers.
Yeah.
This day there's no jobbers anymore.
No money went into their outfit. Nothing. Like, yeah, so
And when they did the jobber pull, you had to go in the ring. You had to pull the top rope. You know, they did that. They didn't have no theme music. They were already in the ring.
In the ring.
They did like the fist pump in the air. It was just that. That was it. But yeah.
Yeah, so it would be disrespectful to consider AJ Styles a jobber in this, but I get where you coming from.
Yeah.
Because we always want to see him being successful, but like Red said, age being a thing and us focusing on newer talent, you gotta do the work, and sometimes you gotta put people over to validate where they're heading in their careers. I'm a little bit confused. I would like for him to go full on heel, because the face that runs the place, that was an error.
Yeah.
And he was such a douchebag, but he was executing that.
And what was his job? Beat John Cena.
He was an asshole. So I get why you made that point though. All right, we got a couple more in the news cycle. Rhea Ripley versus Becky for Mania is looking like the thing. And I want to know, why would I get it? We're doing long-term booking. But if you're going to go with Becky, why do it before the Royal Rumble? Like, why make that the story before the Royal Rumble? If she doesn't end up winning, cool, whatever the case may be. But if Becky is going to win the Royal Rumble and then challenge Rhea, I didn't see that coming. That came out of nowhere. That just happened on my. I didn't see it. It just popped up on my screen, and it was like, "I'll see you at WrestleMania." But the Royal Rumble ain't even happened. So I'm like, This would have been way better if Becky is taking her losses to Nia Jax and all this stuff. Somehow, some way, she end up eliminating Nia Jax in the Royal Rumble and challenging Rhea Ripley for the title. Two Europeans, I'm guessing. Nah, no, not. But you get what I'm saying. Foreigners.
Yeah.
They have similar accents. Two similar accents for the women's title. I think that would be a great match. But why announce it before the Royal Rumble?
Rhea's from Australia, by the way.
Yeah.
That's. Here's my take on that. When it comes to Becky, it's almost like she's in a position where, like, you want her to look good, but she's almost tiptoeing that Charlotte Flair line. Where it's like, damn, we're just, like, kind of a little bored with you winning all the time. You know what I mean? And I know that sounds weird, but I say that because I saw the little touch, and I agree with you. Do that the night of. You know, like, have a little back scene cut where like you see her stretching, or you see Rhea walking by and they kind of like just, you could do that backstage.
Yeah.
When you do that, you're basically saying, yo, she's kind of going to be like in the last three, which is fine. Cool. You touched on her eliminating Nia. I think based off of booking, that would be her get back. Because remember, Nia beat her straight up. I'm a big Nia fan, by the way. Here's my thing with Becky versus Rhea, though. You almost stick to the narrative that it's just 4 or 5, and then everybody else. You know what I mean? We know that's a money match. But show it after it's already been earned. Because now you kind of dilute the Royal Rumble to me.
Yeah.
Outside of Becky, maybe Nia, but who else is going to really be like, oh, you might win it? Zoe Stark?
I mean, some folks is throwing Liv Morgan out there. I don't want to see Liv Morgan versus Rhea at WrestleMania.
All right, think about it like this. Here's how you predict the Royal Rumble. Who is the most money main eventer that you could throw out there for the year? Not just their name, the year. Cody, CM Punk. Who's the third guy? I actually think The Rock might join the Royal Rumble, but that's another story. But when you go on the women's division, do you really think Bayley's going to win it? No. Do you really think that, Bianca Belair, but they're going to tease her. They're going to make it seem like she's going to win, but she's not going to win it.
Any chance Jade Cargill enters the Royal Rumble and win?
Ooh. Here's why I don't think she's going to win. What's the money match? You're going to give her Rhea that early? She's going to show out. She might break a record or two. But she ain't going to win that.
Yeah, I agree.
She ain't going to win that. So, touching on the women, I know Red said he doesn't like the word jobbers, but I literally wrote this down as my note. Katana and Kaden versus the unholy jobbers. I'm not even capping. Look, it's right there. So I gotta be honest, bro. I'm not a fan of these current tag team women champions, bro. Sorry. They were cool in NXT for what they were, but like I'm just waiting for the Kabuki Warriors to take that them belts from them. Real shit. Like, I'm just like, every time I look at them, I'm like, y'all look cool. Y'all look good. Kabuki Warriors. You got
Chelsea Green, Piper Niven.
better team. Like that win that they got, I just looked at it like, oh, y'all about to lose that belt. So let me ask you this, right? Do you think that there's a way to elevate the women's division without basically handicapping the singles division for the women? Because I asked that to say, well, because there's such a limited pool of talent, you're going to have to basically pair them up with somebody who's currently involved with singles type of action. I remember there was, correct me if I'm wrong, Charlotte Flair and Asuka won the tag titles.
Yeah.
But we know them as primarily main eventers.
Yeah.
How do you go about booking that?
That's a great question. I think I would say call up some other women, but they are already not doing what they should be doing with the women's division that they have now. And they have a pretty stacked roster in the women's division. I say, you start bringing some people up and kind of putting them over right away. You don't. I think that would be more convincing to the fans. Like, oh, sweat, they won, especially if they're good.
This goes back
Especially
to
if
my
they're
Becky
good.
Lynch point.
You don't have to. Everybody don't have to do the scraping and clawing thing for 2 years. Like, switch the moment now. Like, catch us off guard. Catch us off guard.
I was caught off guard.
You got
when
Nikita Lyon out there, right?
One point, just to piggyback off of that. When Liv Morgan beat Ronda Rousey back to back, how'd you feel about that?
I love the way Liv Morgan, I love her appearance, but I'm not convinced by her being, I think she can be in a main event picture, but I just see her always falling short. So when they do give her the wins and stuff like that, her matches aren't always pretty. I hate the power walk run that some of the women do. Like, I hate it. If you can't do a full out sprint to hit a clothesline or to duck something, it throws me off. And I don't think you should be wearing the belt if you can't really pick your legs up and run. You can't even hold the belt. So I don't know. What do you think? How do you fix the discrepancy in the women's division between the main event singles competitors and the tag team division?
First of all, Kaden Carter and that whole tag team should have had a name coming up in the first place.
That is true.
You should have made them like City Girls or some shit like that. I don't know. Like,
That's a fact. Not EDM girls.
Yeah. You should have given them like a name. It's just when you have them separately, not as a team name or whatever, it just throws everything off. And that's been a problem with the women's division. Give them fucking tag team names.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. Stop the nonsense. That's one. Number two, they won the tag team titles too fast. Mm-hmm. You should have made them like in the late 80s, early 90s, the Rockers. They should have been like Shawn Michaels and Marty Jannetty. Marty Jannetty. They never won a title. Everybody loved them, but they never won a title.
Yeah.
So make them the underdogs. Make them win fun matches. Make them win matches that you invested in and believe that it could have happened, and then finally give them that opportunity to win it on the right time. As for what's happening with the women's division with the tag teams, it's like everybody wants to be a main eventer. Everybody wants to have that. At least with Piper Niven and Chelsea Green, they came together by happenstance. There were injury occurred. Piper Niven stepped in, and that made sense. That it was logical. I think what's happening with the women's division is that we're being force fed it. Like if we're have to take in castor oil when we're sick, when we shouldn't. What it should come natural. It should be something to where we're investing in as women. By the way, when it comes to the women's division, the highest demo that they have when it comes who views it is young males from fucking kids to 14 years old. So start pushing that division at the 8 o'clock hour on Raw. Start pushing that division at the 8 o'clock hour on SmackDown. You'll get more of a fan base from there. You know how many kids I see go to indie shows and they can't wait to watch the women's wrestling? You see all these little horny kids, boys, and they're just like mouth agape, like.
I was about to say, so should they bring back bra and panties matches?
No. No, because honestly, the kids right now.
I'm talking about for the demo, like you horny kids. It was a joke.
But even so, like right now, with the way the women are wrestling, the way that they're looking, and I agree with you. Oh my God, you have no idea how much I argue and bitch about the whole shit about this fucking power walk and this. It takes 33 steps just to hit somebody from turnbuckle to turnbuckle. No. When you see wrestlers like Bailey,
Bianca,
Becky, Charlotte, they run, they hit those strides, they hit it. They know how to go step by step. They know how to run the ropes. If you can't, if you look like Fred Flintstone fucking running to roll the ball and bowling and the twinkle toes, then you shouldn't.
It looked like
running.
when you first teach a kid how to lay up off the right foot, and they start counting. They start counting their steps.
Exactly.
Like 1, 2, and then I touch the ropes.
It's not natural. So yeah, but
So let me ask you this: who has the better women's division currently, AEW or WWE?
TNA.
Okay.
Mickey James.
You have
Trinity is over there.
Well,
Trinity's
she's about
there.
to leave now. You have Jordan Grace.
They just signed somebody else.
Zaya Brookside. She's there. They actually have the better division. But as for notoriety and such, WWE has it, but they need to start grouping them properly.
Yeah.
You got Shayna Baszler, who's a fucking work.
A beast.
She's a beast. She's
Even
a
Zoe
fucking
Stark. Zoe Stark.
She's a beast. Let's start elevating them. I'm hoping after Mania, when they do their reset, that we can start elevating them and get them more recognition right now. But as for right now, what they have is the template that they have right now. And you got to go forward. Which, by the way, you talk about Bailey. I think she's going to win the Rumble.
Wow.
Yeah, I actually think she does.
to face Rhea.
No.
Io.
Rhea doesn't need anybody.
Oh,
to win the
Io.
Rumble for
Okay,
her.
yes.
It'll probably either lead up to Rio, or I also think that when it comes to when he was talking about the way that the women's division is looking like, it's with Jade. I believe that Jade is going to showcase herself on there. She's going to look like a presence. She's going to get a match on a Mania. But I think it's going to be a slow progression for her to get there, because I think they're doing it right by slowly introducing her and getting her used to the WWE system.
Who gets the match?
She's supposed to have it. Who gets the match? I wouldn't be surprised if Bianca got it.
Yeah. Let's just hit it out. It's
Yeah,
WrestleMania 40.
Really?
Let's get it out the way. Let's not wait. Let's not
I
wait.
would not be out of because now you mentioned Liv Morgan as well. Everybody was talking about Liv Morgan winning the Rumble. Morgan is not going to get it. She's going to be a longer story. I think that her last run, especially with the Ronda run, wasn't successful. I think WWE buried her. It wasn't Triple H's fault. That was Vince's bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
But I think when she does come back, it's going to be more of a story for her comeback. And I like I said, I think after Mania there's going to be a hard reset, especially for the women's division. They're going to do something more with that.
Okay. We got a couple more. Butch is back to Pete Dunne.
Yes.
And I wasn't on NXT. Like, I knew the name Pete Dunne, and I knew that he was a force.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't consistently watching him, but I knew the politics of, Vince having to put his touch on it and change the name. So when he just
I want to show you guys something.
when he just popped back up as Pete Dunne, and last week they had an amazing match with what's the new fellow name?
Tyler Bate.
I love them as a tag team. That's amazing. That's crazy.
This is crazy.
Red / Jay Santee just revealed
This is from the UK.
just revealed some Pete Dunne nameplates.
That's what his nameplates. I got this as a Christmas gift a couple of years ago. Somebody liked me.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
This is what I was saying. I was happy because now I could display this again.
Yeah. If this doesn't show that Triple H is in charge, I don't know what this is. A random flip back. And even if most of the crowd didn't know who the hell Pete Dunne was, it was a big deal. Big deal. So I'm happy for Butch. I'm happy for Tyler Bate and this new chemistry that's happening. I'm glad that they taken Butch away from the Brawling Brutes, even though, that was a good faction. It ran its course, but he was like the little brother with the temper tantrum. I like where they're heading with Butch, with Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate.
Fun fact, the NXT UK title, they had a humongous tournament for it. If there's something you should watch, go home, go on the Peacock Network, look up the NXT UK tournament title match. you're probably going to see one of the best tournaments that ever occurred in the past 5-6 years.
Okay.
Fact.
Great. That UK tournament was exceptional.
Yeah.
The finals in that match was Tyler Bate versus Pete Dunne, which is probably one of the best matches of that year that WWE ever did.
Wow.
Now that you say that, I
And
think
with that being said, we could finally start saying he's the bruiserweight again. That fucking name is hard as shit.
Facts.
you know, just a quick thing. You say that, I think that might be the match at Mania. A match at Mania. Pete Dunne, Tyler Bate, for nostalgia purposes, because there's story there. You know what I mean?
If anything, I feel like they'll win a tag team title prior to, because this is.
But then let me ask you this: I love the Pete Dunne change.
Yeah.
But where's Sheamus in all this?
Pete Dunne was Pete Dunne before Sheamus, so we don't need any of that. Sheamus come back. Let Sheamus come back as an individual, as what we remember Sheamus to be. He's also older, so let him get his run as his singles. We don't need to see him in.
Do you see a feud between them?
Sheamus and Pete Dunne?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Really?
No. I think they'll if Sheamus comes back as a face, I think it'll be that connection that's always there, like how Jey Uso and Sami Zayn they gonna be bros forever. I think that will be the relationship. I can see it happening as a heel, but I don't see why Sheamus would need to beat up on Pete Dunne. It won't make any sense, especially where they have Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate at right now. When they come on TV, I'm sitting down and I'm watching the match. And the next segment is bathroom break factions, but we have do you have any more recaps?
One last point.
Same.
Oh, go ahead, Ray.
I want to be that producer that does the fun facts. So,
Let's
fun
hear
facts. Sheamus is missing one title, so he could be a Triple Crown winner, and that is the Intercontinental title.
Yes.
That's one. Number two, there's also rumblings of a possibility of a Sheamus versus Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. What are your thoughts about that?
Too many years too late. I like 5 years ago, maybe I would have been like, okay.
Certain matches are more intriguing. Like hearing Gunther Brock Lesnar is a little bit more intriguing to me. And hearing Gunther Sheamus and Sheamus getting that IC title, beating Gunther after the freaking classic that they done put on, for him to get his retribution, I think that makes more sense. I don't need to see Sheamus versus Brock Lesnar.
If I'm watching Gunther versus Brock Lesnar, Gunther can't beat the IC champ. It's not going to be believable to me.
Nah.
It's not going to be believable to me.
It validates. Brock Lesnar is not going to be here for so much longer, right? Gunther is your future. So if Gunther, I feel like people are expecting that he'll lose at WrestleMania no matter who the opponent is, just to, get it off of him and go in a different direction so that he could be pushed to, the main title, right? But if Gunther goes against Brock Lesnar and beats Brock Lesnar, this is Brock Lesnar doing the work, like we just said,
right,
and validating, stamping Gunther so that when he challenges for a world title, it's already going to be believable, but, he deserves it.
Here's my thing, though. If you want to sell me on watching a match, invested, like watching the match, Gunther can't be the champ. Sorry. I'm looking at it from a visual perspective. If Gunther goes into that potential Brock Lesnar match as IC champ, do you really think from just a fan's perspective, oh yeah, Brock is going to beat him?
It'll be interesting to think Brock Lesnar, Intercontinental Champion,
No, it won't.
Canadian / Minnesotian. I'm just saying.
This man headlining WrestleMania to unify a heavyweight. Not we all know the IC title is like a secondary title, but come on, bro.
Fun fact, Brock Lesnar has never won the IC title.
Wow.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
wow. That is interesting. See, now that part, it's still not enough, man.
he can win it.
Like,
He can win it, lose it the next night.
to who? To who?
Just saying.
Well, you gonna have Damian Priest cash the Money in the Bank contract on him?
No, no. Gunther get.
Let me pose this to you guys. I know this is your segment, but I
No.
I can't help myself sometimes. So, with the injury that's occurred with Seth Rollins, it looks as though that he might be out of action. It says it could be anything from 2 months to a year. No one knows, depending on. And I love what WWE is doing right now because they're playing kayfabe. They're actually understanding how to work it because you don't know what the timestamp is, and that's how it's supposed to be. Monday Night Raw, it's announced that Seth Rollins is going to make an announcement about his championship. Ooh. Wrestling Reem, you first. What happens on Raw? What's your thoughts on what happens on Raw that night?
Damian Priest cashes in. Easily. You hold him over as the champion, and you make him lose it at Elimination Chamber.
Mind you, the timestamp, you don't know. It's a vague timestamp.
You take the title off of him.
So what?
Because you still have the money match between him and Punk, but you also the cash in also protects Seth because you can say, well, he didn't really get beat in a straight up match, so to speak. I don't think vacating the title. Here's why I don't think vacating the title works in this scenario. Because you also, it's like if you want CM Punk to come off as a valid challenger to whatever Seth has got going on, they have to match up visually.
Yeah.
So when you present Seth looking weaker in a sense, not only do you stall the match, but you kind of dilute the aura of saying I took this from you. I took this from you versus saying I beat you straight up. I truthfully believe Seth is gonna lose that title to Damian, and then Damian is gonna lose that title at Elimination Chamber. And I think if that's the game plan or the formula, CM Punk wins it at Elimination Chamber and fights Cody.
Mark, what's your thoughts about him, the announcement, and how does this play when it comes to Rumble? Because there has to be a match at Rumble. Something has to occur for that title.
Listen, I'm completely confused. I don't know, and I like this for me as a wrestling fan. I like this for me because we kind of knew where we were going with WrestleMania, but now I don't know. I'm nervous about where things might go, but I'm cool with taking a seat back and not knowing, not thinking, not reading the dirt sheets or anything like that.
Yeah.
I'm cool with not knowing. So that's where I'm going to leave it at.
And one more point. That's the reason I strongly believe what I just said because, bro, they're advertising Cody versus CM Punk face-to-face next week.
Bully Ray just made a comment. I'm saving it for Wrestling Rundown where he made a comment where he says on his podcast, WWE should throw the big middle finger to AEW by making Cody versus CM Punk as a match. So that would be fucking shady as shit, and it would be fucking great. I love it. But also, my other thought is, I shout out to my boy from Chokeslam Wrestling Report, my boy Henry, who doesn't like the fact that Roman doesn't wrestle often, that he's the part-timer now in this case. But now this is the reason why you see your big name champion shouldn't be on TV all the time wrestling for titles is because you'll get this, and now this becomes a hindrance. And the lineage and history of wrestling, the babyface champion always is to be the fighting champion.
Yeah.
So this is what you get with the problem with that, because now, especially going up to WrestleMania season, come January, you better make sure somebody's healthy going into to that run, unless you have a contingency plan. And this is it's a monkey wrench. So I'm interested. And by the way, I think Damian cashes in. So
at the Rumble
on Monday.
On Monday, yeah. I think
when I saw Seth Rollins pulling out these moves I haven't seen him do in years, like a moonsault off the second rope, I'm like, why is he doing this going into Mania? I was just confused.
Here's the funny shit that I would love to see, right? Seth Rollins opens the show. He makes his announcement. about he's still going to be a fighting champion. He's not going anywhere. Injuries are going to occur, blah, 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 right? Damian Priest comes in. He cashes in. He takes the title from Seth Rollins, right? That same night, Drew McIntyre challenges Damian Priest for the title.
And he beats him.
And Damian Priest, being the ego that he is, he's the leader of the Judgment Day, right? Quote unquote. Finn Balor tells him, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. And he's like, no, we're going to do it. No, fuck that hermano. We're going to do this, motherfucker. We're going to do it, hermano. He puts up the title in the main event. He loses to Drew. Now there's a story that goes to there. But I forgot to mention with the Seth Rollins announcement, it's because of CM Punk that he gets cashed in on, because Punk is the reason that Damian Priest cashes in on him. Because you got to bring that into to the fold. But other than that, I would love to see that.
All right. I was going to get to this before the CM Punk news, but for an AEW recap, just to show some love, Hook.
Oh, give you guys another 10 minutes. You're good.
I bet. Hook kicks out of the Muscle Buster at one. What the fuck? What? Yo, in the center of the ring. I'm talking about deep in the match. Deep in the match. He done took so much punishment. In the center of the ring, he kicks out of a Muscle Buster at one.
Okay, so all right. So I gotta speak on this.
Did you see that?
Hold on, it's a lot. Cause okay,
do you know what the Muscle Buster is?
I do.
Okay.
I do. Now, follow me here, right? So you know the whole Tony Khan thing where he mentioned Hook and all this other stuff. Cool. He mentioned 28-1. That was his record. So obviously Hook is supposed to be a guy or the guy.
I love Hook.
Okay, cool. If you're telling me a guy who's watched Vince put out monsters like the most recent Omos, Braun Strowman, there's a point to this, trust me.
Yeah, please.
So Hook, right, is kicking out of a Muscle Buster. Like that, to put things in perspective, you got those monsters taking major hits, major bumps, and a guy like Hook is kicking out of a Muscle Buster at one middle of the match. Where's the logic in AEW?
What is the Heart Foundation kid name? That
Tyson Kidd?
Tyson Kidd. His career is over because of a Muscle Buster, right?
Yes.
And Hook kicks out
at one.
In the center of his leg doesn't randomly touch the rope. He kicks out at one. Shoulders up. He's alive and well, and then proceeds to do one of the prettiest. What is it? The T-bone suplex? Yeah. We've ever seen. Like, I don't know what's going on over there
Shouts
in
out to
AEW,
Taz,
but we
man.
got to get realistic.
Shouts out to Taz.
We got to get realistic. We have to. That's not going to make me like Hook anymore. I came across that on socials and I was like, I'm not watching this shit again. I'm not doing it.
Hey,
what was your thoughts when you saw that? Did you laugh? Did you?
Yeah.
He probably was embarrassed.
Did you see how I am right now?
Yeah, that looked like he had to be embarrassed.
And honestly, they don't even do that in the indies. Like in indies, they actually show more respect to maneuvers. The big thing that made me laugh about that whole thing was someone actually compared that match to Bret Hart versus Stone Cold, where Stone Cold passed out to the to the sharpshooter with the blood dripping and such like that. That was the same comparison to this match, and I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?"
No.
And I had to sit there and say these AEW marks are just, they're relentless, and it's not even Marxism. It's more like it's fucking cultist. They're ridiculous with their just loyalty to it. When you kick out to the
Yeah. Let's just move on.
Hey, by the way, wait, just quickly. Did you see he got Sambo slammed onto the motherfucking announcer's table and still looked like a hero. Like I really wanted this match to be a squash match. It should have been. It should have been a squash match. And then have Hook fight from underneath to get that match again.
Yeah.
But
Unbelievable. All
I
right.
will say this last point.
Yeah.
I might tune in Wednesday. This upcoming
you
Wednesday.
have to. You have to.
You have to. Just because you
have to.
Bro.
good.
We're on to our next segment.
Okay, this is a classic one.
Bathroom break factions. And you spoke to it.
Faction.
So I'm going to say Katana Chase.
Mm-hmm.
Caden. First of all, bathroom break factions. Break it down, Reem.
So, bathroom break faction, right? Now, we all know Raw, SmackDown, AEW, 2 hour, 3 hour show, right? Every once in a while, you'll, I'll call it watcher's fatigue. Where like you're just like, okay, cool. Like you know your favorites, or you know what you're here for. And then everything else is like if you ever been to a live event, like, okay, this is when, all right, these guys are on. I'm about to go get some popcorn. Go empty the tank, aka the bathroom break faction, right?
I usually call it the beer break. I go get because I'm not waiting for the guy to come to me. I'm going to the concession to get my beers.
There you go. So we created a faction for those who may be listening and saying like, I want to go to an event, or let me just tune into the latest episode of AEW or SmackDown or Raw. These are individuals that if you need any type of break during the show, you won't miss much. And again, I mean this with no malice. If they ever end up listening to this, put on a better match. So, you name two names who are like the pillars of the faction.
Katana Chase and Caden Carter and their weekly opponents,
Oh,
who don't include Chelsea Green and Piper Nevins. But everybody else, bathroom break faction.
I mean the combination of Natalia and Enter Wrestler here.
Everybody. Everybody. And I love...
What did I say?
So, Katana Chase and Caden Carter, amazing wrestlers, amazing tag team chemistry.
Mm-hmm.
The EDM shit just blows mine. I can't get with it. The character sucks. And for them to look the way that they look, they should be more appealing to the culture. What we trying to do. You feel me?
So, one other element that I would love to add to the bathroom break faction. How do we book them for them to get out of the faction? How would you present them?
Well,
like Red said, turn them to city girls.
Yeah.
Turn them to city girls. Like when Jade,
they would have to be fully committed to that.
No, when Jade comes, put them with Jade, like how Jade had Sky Blue and all of them.
Right.
Put them with Jade and give them some edge. Yeah. This EDM shaking my hips like a freaking middle-aged white woman driving a minivan with freaking with smoke, water guns.
Yeah.
Nah, that's not it.
But it's gonna happen anyway, because once Trinity comes back, once Naomi comes back, then you get that whole glow stick.
She can go in there if she don't leave the glow behind too.
Yeah,
she can go in there.
No.
She better leave the glow behind.
No, everybody loves the glow.
No, I don't.
No, you don't.
You don't love the glow?
I don't.
Yeah,
it's bro. What is this EDM?
No. That's different. Kids love the glow, and Reem loves the
glow. They like free things. They like glow sticks. They don't like the glow. They don't like the glow.
Wait.
She's an amazing. She's an amazing wrestler.
Let me ask you this. I think we brought her up. So, how would you book Trinity's return, Naomi's return? Would you book her to be single, bloodline her, get down with the Pride, which is Street Profits and Bobby Lashley? Like, how would you book her? How would you book her to come back?
Let me. If you're not gonna throw her out in the Rumble,
because she's gonna be a bathroom break soon if you don't Riddle's doing something right with her.
Wait. We talking about Trinity Fatu?
I'm telling you, it could happen.
Ain't no way.
She been in the bathroom break faction. Ain't no wow. She been there. We just like her because she's an amazing athlete and she has a nice record. But she's been there, bro. She's been there. Let's
We
not
talking
front.
about Naomi?
Yeah, she can't speak on a mic. She can't come on, bro. Let's and I like her. I like her as an athlete. I want to see her win.
Her and Cody's wife has been imbalanced on the mic. Is like, let me holler at your heifer. They're like,
No way.
Shit.
Yo, I cannot. No disrespect to Cody's wife, but I cannot stand
Let
that
me
lady,
holler
man.
at you.
I think her. I saw little glimpses of her. I think she was like, what was her catchline? Like, she was something with bitch. Like, I'm wrong bitch or right
that
bitch.
bitch?
I'm
Snatch a bitch?
Yeah, I saw that and I was click. No good. I'm not putting Trinity. Bro. Yo, y'all making me confused. Y'all gotta be talking about somebody else.
But I'm saying it's wrong, bitch, for these two women, not more realistic than she looked like a halftime cheerleader, bro. This is not the NBA.
So you said Kaden and Katana.
Yes.
I had them on my list, right?
Okay.
Red mentioned Natalia and anybody else you tease with.
No. I said that as a thought. I know because I have a bathroom break on my mine.
Well, but Natalia was on my list.
Yeah, okay.
Natalia, don't get me wrong, she's an OG, but she just she misses something, bro. Zoe Stark is on this list.
Damn.
You know why?
I think it's just because how they book her.
Yeah.
Though, but damn.
That's more of a reason.
Yeah.
If you got
But that's not her fault,
bro. She was in a program with Trish Stratus and Becky Lynch and did nothing with it.
That wasn't her fault.
That's not her fault.
And she shined in that. She shined in that. Actually,
she was actually over though. She
was the best part of that little thing. Like,
Hey,
thank
look.
you, Trish.
A Zoe Stark match is on. Y'all want something from the concession stand? I'm sorry. Hold on.
I like me some Zoe.
I got two more. Now, this one might be a little controversial, and this is only because I do not like them as a tag team. DIY.
It's not controversial.
I get it.
Y'all are indie guys more than me.
They
so
in
it's
the
like,
handicap store.
Yeah.
damn.
But I think with them it's because it's a slow progression of getting them back into people who knowing who they are again. But it's too slow. It's very slow.
And my last one, excuse me. Every member of the Alpha Academy except for Gable.
Nah, what?
Not Tozawa.
No,
Not
what?
Tozawa.
No,
Come on.
nah.
Y'all gotta stop falling in love with these gimmick acts, man.
Nah.
Y'all gotta stop
You
falling
wildin'.
in love with these
Nah.
gimmick acts, man.
You wild.
Every
That's a
member
great
of the
fucking tag team to watch, bro. They had a great fucking
Yeah.
match against the Creed brothers. You are wilding
Yeah.
with that one.
Every member of the Alpha
No.
Academy
No.
except for Mr. Gable, who
No.
I think is Kurt Angle Jr.
No way. That I could heavily disagree
Yeah,
on.
you're wilding.
Yeah.
Who you nominate? You got one, Red?
Of course.
Go ahead, Mark. Who you got?
For what?
Bathroom break faction. You only had
No, that's my bathroom break fraction.
who you got, Red?
I'm going AEW today. So
hear it.
today I'm going, although he's holding a title, Jesus Christ, Orange Cassidy, fuck out of here. Bye-bye. I've been donezo with this dude for more than a year.
I like his character.
You would, and it's funny because you don't watch indie wrestling, but you would. You would like that.
I think it's hilarious.
Of course, and you would. That's who he gives you. And I blame you. You're the reason why we continue this nonsense.
You think that? Wow.
Because every new audience that comes in, he continues to do it. It's atrocious.
Yeah.
You should have seen the dueling was it the Code Reds? That him and Penta did. They did dueling Code Reds. Spin. Those are finishers. What are we doing? These are not fucking regular moves.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
I gotta go.
Yeah.
That was enough for me. And this one's gonna be a shocker to many people, but I don't care. And
Better than Naomi?
he's a legend. He's a legend. Jericho. I gotta go.
Yeah.
I gotta go. I can't even talk, especially now with the bullshit and what he's done in AEW and seeing his reason to take over the company and his own mind. CM Punk's not here anymore. Ooh, Tony, why don't you book me in these couple of matches? Why don't we do this? They're atrocious.
Yeah.
They're horrible.
I saw him on Rampage last night, and I was just like, my nephew was like, "What's wrong with his belly?"
He looks like he has Krang from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. He has Krang in his stomach.
Y'all have been disrespectful.
No, you don't watch AEW though, so you know from
y'all
what Jericho
have
was
been
doing.
disrespectful to one of my favorite segments.
And he was mine. He's one of my favorite guys at one time.
It's Jericho, bro. We don't want to throw him in the bathroom break faction,
But
but
he gotta go.
What are they doing? That hair gotta go. That everything. Like he gotta get in shape and.
He's 50.
But that.
Let me tell you something. No, I don't want to hear that shit because he gets in shape for 1 month
and then loses
and
it
he
again.
goes right back to his bullshit.
Yeah,
he goes 1 month and that's it. I don't know what.
So,
I don't know if it's keto. I don't know if he's fucking Ozempic. I don't know what the fuck he's doing, but he gets in shape for 1 month and he's done.
Before we get into our last segment, can I get a WWE member
for bathroom break?
Yeah.
Shit.
I like that he has to think. That means that the talent. But then we gotta address that Naomi one.
No, you know why? Because I get a lot of prejudice. I get a lot of listeners who say that I'm sexist. So I don't really want to throw a lot of women's wrestling under the bus. But
keep it a bean.
No, all right. I know what bathroom break is, and it's early on, and it's the opening segments of Raw. I can't. Listen, I love a show that just starts with wrestling.
Yeah.
Let's just wrestling. And it's mostly Raw, because at least SmackDown, they know how to minimize, because we don't have that much time. So let's keep it to about 5, 6, 7 minutes. But Jesus, Raw could still find a way to do a fucking 15-minute segment, and it's pointless. It's just ridiculous. So I would have to say bathroom break before anything would be the opening segment of Raw. It's just bad. Whoever's in it, wherever.
Yeah.
And it's horrible.
All right. We getting ready to wrap it up. So our next segment is Pop Culture Rumble. So introduce this one, Reem.
So we are a wrestling me and Marc are a wrestling podcasting duo. Me, Marc, and Red are a faction. And we come together and talk about wrestling. We're wrestling fanatics. But this in
He said that 4 times.
But this in particular segment right here, we want to bring the celebs into the ring. You know what I mean? Now this doesn't necessarily have to be celebs. It could be anything in your world that you're saying, yo man, if I had my way, I'd give this dude couple stunners, a few RKOs, 2 punts, and a pedigree. You know what I mean? So anybody who you want to call out to the ring, have a 1v1. We coming for you, nigga. Pretty much, there's no restrictions, there's no boundaries to this. It's whoever you want to call out to the ring. This is the chance where we get to cut a promo to whoever that is pissing us off.
All right. The Rock. Whoa. Bring your ass down here, boy. Bring your ass down here. You said celebs, right? Who's the biggest celeb in pop culture in the world? He can run for president and win. The Rock, bring your ass down here, boy. We had a perfect WrestleMania setup, and you came in and fucked the cards up. And I know a lot of fans are like, this is a dream match. I agree. You should have did it last year. You should have did it 2 years ago. You came back moving a little bit slow. Everything's working for WWE. Now, it seems like a lot of things are in the air. And I have faith in Triple H to do whatever he's going to do with The Rock tastefully. But we have some stories. Everybody's story need to be finished, right? CM Punk if he don't get that main event at WrestleMania, this comeback is going to seem a little bit half-assed because that's what he said he came back to do. He never main event at WrestleMania. We don't know what his health is going to be like next year, so I don't think he's ever going to main event WrestleMania with The Rock being in the picture. So I think The Rock, for messing up the chemistry of the locker room and where we're going, needs to get hit with an RKO, definitely a spear by Roman, danced over with a Tozawa shuffle.
Yo, okay, all right. All right.
A GTS.
Yo.
And I think he also needs the Eugene elbow.
He's hitting all finishers at like the first of the start of a 2K20 whatever match. Like it's a SmackDown.
He don't care for the 5-star
with the cheat codes on.
With
the cheat codes on. We came in with the finishers
with
on.
the cheat codes on.
Yeah.
Wow, that was big. I didn't
Marc,
see that coming.
man. Like first Naomi, Trinity Fatu, now The Rock. Come on, bro.
We had a perfect Mania plan. We saw it.
What was so perfect about it? I didn't want to see Cody versus Roman again.
Okay.
Listen, I'm anti.
I'm not. Listen, this is a segment where I'm not gonna put my my tidbits on it. I'll leave it alone and I'll save it for next episode.
Okay.
I got one. I just need a moment.
All right, go ahead.
I was not expecting the.
I didn't see that one coming either. That was
Swerve when I die. Swerve, swerve, when I die. Swerve, swerve.
All right. Who I'm calling to the ring? Mayor Eric Adams. I'm pretty sure this might end up as a lumberjack match because there's gonna be a few people who want to get a piece of Eric Adams. But
because remember my show goes, country, state, worldwide.
Okay,
so everybody know who Mayor Eric Adams is.
Mayor Eric Adams is. I got to be respectful because he does have some authority where I stay. He's the mayor of New York City.
Yeah, like he's gonna fucking aim at you after this.
Yo, my man's is out here testing the product, ruining the city that I grew up in. Budget cuts left and right. Man, listen. I've never been the biggest politician ever. I voted for Obama. Listen, hey, look. My mother was telling me straight up, boy, I raised you right. Go vote for that man. Didn't even matter what he was saying, but I didn't vote last year. Not last year, 2020. It's a lot of malarkey, but I just left it alone. But Eric Adams, after I done give you this punt to your head, a 450 splash, and I might throw in a little poison mist since you like tasting the product. I'm looking at New York City, and I'm saying to myself, yo, this might be the one year where I gotta vote for the mayor's office. Yo, bro, like it's so bad. I don't even know if the mayor's election is this year. I just want a fair one. And if he's listening, we could do it for charity. Bro, like the snow that we have to deal with, bro, it's light snow that we have to deal with, and we still have to beg for the trucks to come through and plow the streets.
What was it that someone posted? It was like, whoever plows the snow, I hope that you don't wipe your ass the same way.
You seen how horrible, bro? Like, yo, Mayor Adams, Eric, Mr. Adams, whatever you go by. I hope you get an entry number in that Royal Rumble. And I hope Randy's in there. Seth is in there. We gotta have Shinsuke in there for the Miz. Bronson Reed, get a little tsunami in there. Who else? He gotta feel pain.
So he should come in at 1 and get eliminated at like 22.
He won't last that long.
He should introduce the Royal Rumble and be the number 1 participant.
He might actually be at the Royal Rumble. He might actually be there. Like, yo, listen.
That's the hood mayor, boy.
I just want to end it on this. Anybody who says they got to test the product, man, that boy going to end up in jail. That's it, man. That's it, man.
I didn't know about this, so I figured that I'll chime in with mine. And this is gonna be an intergender match.
Oh, God.
And like I said, this is black wrestling, so we in the building, y'all. So I'm gonna put it out there. But someone that needs whatever finishes could be thrown out there on them, even if it's an intergender match. Sexy Red, like, wow. Wow.
Be specific. I'm low-key team Sexy Red.
This is incredible. Especially me being a father to a daughter. Who raised this kid? Like, honestly, who raised this child?
Would you be mad if she showed up at a WrestleMania?
Not only would I be mad, I would protest that shit like if I was a fucking Trump supporter. Astonishing how women's rap has just gone to a level of, wow, that was cool. Yo, they got fire too. That's my baby mother. That's ridiculous. That's atrocious. I would literally have to probably do a coffin drop on her belly. On her belly. I would do and that's all I would need to do. I would do the coffin drop, Darby Allin style, on her belly.
Oh my God.
And call it a wrap.
Yo.
Because I don't understand. I mean, you know what? Maybe I'm the old guy on the lawn that's like, that's not my hip hop. What the fuck is going on here? But yeah, sexy. The audacity to call yourself Sexy Red, and
so what's the
I'm still trying to figure
thing?
out what's sexy about her. Like, is it a gimmick? Is this what it is? Like,
what's the one thing that you can say you dislike the most about her? Is it the gimmick? Is it the lyrics? What is it?
can we just tie it all together? Like, we can't just like,
All right, we can do that too.
like,
You're just like, nah, fuck
can we
that.
do- like, it's a funny thing that I recently saw an interview with her that she was holding stacks of money. Like, she's like, yeah, I hold this, and she got bands and shit. And I'm like, what depressing ass motherfucker is actually giving her money? Like, this is bad. This is bad.
Get ready to suck it.
Wow. Me at my age, I have to question rap these days when it comes.
I think she got some of the hardest beats in the industry.
Oh, but that's production.
Yeah, that's true.
But
You think that she's a plant?
Nah, she not a plant. She definitely from the hood. She's not a plant.
no,
She not so like Cameron said, I ain't hating on nobody from Harlem. I ain't hating on nobody from the hood.
yeah.
But this is your rumble.
Yo,
But yeah, that's that's it. Like, wow. But
He's back.
and I hope she you know what? I can't put her in a submission hold. I can't put her in a Kimura. I would have to hit the coffin drop, and hopefully she taps out on 3. And I know she's not, because the fans are gonna pop for her. So I'll leave it at that.
Sexy Red, I love you. Hi.
yeah,
And I think
ain't
you
gonna lie.
sexy.
I'm Team Sexy Red too, man. Like, listen, would I date her personally? But I'm a fan of her. If that's her authentic self, all right, cool. Go ahead. I'm not a fan of everybody else following the sexy red trend.
You see how black wrestling does? I said nothing about anything that they said. I ate it. I kept it quiet. I had no rebuttals about it. I could have argued The Rock. I could have argued.
I argued Naomi. Hell no, I wasn't cooking that, man.
Mary Adams, not really, but I could have maybe. But as soon as I talked about hip hop, there's dispute. Whatever, guys.
Let's be real. I'm an artist. I gotta keep it neutral. I got you.
He might run into her one day.
She might want me on the feature.
Listen.
She be like, "Yeah, I ain't gonna put you on, nigga, motherfucker. I heard you on Turnbuckle Tabloid."
I might want her on the feature. Shake that, man.
I swear,
My
Red Bull-
butthole was brown.
That'll be the last time Red ever used your music on this podcast. Like, absolutely.
But guys, let everybody know where they can get you at and what's popping, man. Yo, Marc, Reem, like, what's happening? What's going on, guys? Yo, this was actually dope. We were supposed to do a certain time, but I'm not editing none of this shit. This is hot, bro. Like, yo, Marc, Reem, let everybody know where he can get you at.
Yeah, Marc.
Find me on IG. That's MARC_BAZE, and that's everything.
Y'all can find me on IG, RASSLINREEM, as in Mayor Adams. I am not gonna let this one go. Sorry. Whatever, man. Almost made me late. But Rasslin Reem. It's a new page, y'all. It's a new IG. You know, y'all can follow me. I follow back. I'm gonna, try to put. Like, if you ain't in tune with what's happening, I'm not reporting wrestling news, but like, just recently I posted the screenshots to my page of Jinder Mahal versus Tony Khan, which I thought was hilarious. But like, I'll try to, tap in and stuff for that nature. So, you're going to get more than just my wrestling fanatic posts,
Yes, sir.
And that's the third announce team here, right?
Third announce table.
I gotta remember that. Third announce table.
Third announcer's table.
Red, we going to call you to the Rumble next week to put you through it, man.
Yeah. No, listen, and by the way, guys, doing a big show at the Seneca over here on this side. Turnbuckle Tabloid is doing a big thing for Royal Rumble, boy. You guys got to show up. You guys got to pull up, man. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be drunk antics, and Sexy Red is not gonna be played. I'm gonna make sure that she's not played there. I'm gonna make sure of that. But for the third announce table, this is gonna be a bi-weekly episode here on the show, man. You guys, thank you for your time, man. You guys are awesome.
Appreciate
and,
you.
much
you
more
for
to come,
having us,
man.
man.
Don't go anywhere, guys. Much to talk about, and see you guys as always in a sec.
2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff.